What up, peeps? It's your Super Sketch artist Antonio back, and it's time to run it back. This time, we are running back none other than a fan favorite of mine. We are running back the Phoenix, and as you maybe can see, I got a lot of Phoenix stuff like over here, but we are running back none other than this beauty right here. This is the giant size X-Men Phoenix. This is a figure from a long time ago, a figure that holds lots of joy in my heart because I love this figure. This was a golden time for a lot of Heroclix players at this time when GSX came out. So, as she stands right now, this is a 297 point figure. What were you going to do with the extra 3 points? I don't know. Maybe put a bystander on the team, but I don't even think bystanders came in that exact set. I know they didn't, as a matter of fact. So the point values used to be so wonky. I'm so glad that they've gotten away with these like odd numbers as the end number. Just we understand that there was a point formula, and that factored into it, but 297 points. She has the X-Men, Cosmic, and Deity keywords. She has a trait that says once per game when Phoenix would be KO'd, instead heal her to click number 8. And she has a special damage power at the end of her dial that says Phoenix can use support after actions resolve, heal her of damage healed by her use of support. So we've seen this type of power on different characters. I heal you and then I get healed up myself. I'm not opposed to it. So let's run it back. So first things first, she also has 10 range with 3 bolts, which in today's game is ridiculous. She also has hypersonic speed with a 12 movement. So anything that you do, she can get right across the map. She just on her own, she can get across the map. So first thing first, and she has 5 damage to start. But this is a piece that is the quintessential like idea of being outdated, and a figure that is powerful as the Phoenix should never feel like you're playing something that's underpowered. And in today's game, even with a 10 range, she is underpowered. She lives for 9 whole clicks, which is a very long time, and she does have reducers. The issue is she only has impervious. Invincible was not even around. We did not have any pink powers back in those days. So first things first, we are going to start from the top up. So if I run it back with her, first she has to have the cosmic energy keyword and the X-Men keyword, because I believe Jean should always have the X-Men keyword, even though this is supposed to be like, this is the white Phoenix. I'm still going to say she gets the X-Men keyword because it's my running back. So so she would have that. She would have Cosmic, the X-Men, and Deity keywords. I like these keywords. That's perfectly fine for me. With the trait, the Phoenix Reborn, I would say once per game when Phoenix would be KO'd, instead heal her to click 1. This would put her in line with other characters that now do that. I wouldn't have her do the roll thing with the super rare Thor that we just got from Collector's Trove. You heal him all the way back to 1. So I would do that with her. I would make it so she goes right back to 1. Okay. Another thing that I would do is Phoenix can reduce penetrating damage. Now, again, this automatically bolsters her, because if you can't outwit her and she can reduce penetrating damage, now that 18 defense doesn't feel so bad. As a matter of fact, now it feels pretty fun, knowing that you can have a piece that can potentially deal out the damage that she does, and you're reducing penetrating damage the whole way through, which essentially gives her invincible, which again, a character as powerful as the Phoenix should be shrugging off the average attack. The average person shouldn't be able to hurt someone as powerful as the Phoenix. They just shouldn't. And I'm a big proponent to that. When you're like a cosmic level being, the average Joe Schmo, I know this is a game, but the average thug shouldn't be able to easily, with his base maybe 2 damage, shouldn't be able just to pop Jean for 1 that actually hurt her. Just no. So First things first, again, when she KOs, heal it back to 1, or instead, she goes back to click 1. And instead of making it, instead, she goes back to click 1. That gets around the healing aspect of the game. If you play the Bloodstone, or if you play, say, someone like Elsa Bloodstone, that says like characters can't be healed. Now just her going back to click 1 gets around any kind of heal dampering that we have in the game, and we do have a lot, as a matter of fact. So that would be one, that trait right then and there, and she can reduce penetrating damage. So right off the break, now we've bolstered her defense. We've made it so that she lives a lot longer. And then now what we can do is we can add something different. Now she has TK, um, she has poison, she has psychic blast, that's it. And she goes through those powers the whole way through. What I would actually do with this Jean, and this is me making her just absolutely ridiculous, I would also give her a trait that says Phoenix can use blades with giant reach 3. Now, this would be um in addition, this is me thinking about her when she's in her big Phoenix form. One of the first times you see, like, say, like Dark Phoenix, or just we've seen it afterwards, which is Phoenix and the entity and the energy, the flaming bird that's around her. They use them talons. So I would symbolize that blades, either them using these wings that look kind of pointy, or using those talons to kind of reach out. And instead of making her a giant, which I was thinking about doing, because usually Phoenix is big and huge, Phoenix also uses her power at a lower level, where it's not just world encompassing, but also like at a level where her and maybe Scott or Wolverine are standing in the same area, and it's not super huge. So that's why I wouldn't make her a giant, because realistically, the colossal version of her from the animated series set was a hit for various reasons, and one of them being because of that 3 through 6 roll power that you get from giant size. So that's another trait that I would give her. I would give her Blaze Claws Fangs with giant reach 3. This again just makes her even more formidable, and it gives her variety when it comes to dealing damage. I also feel like big cosmic characters like this should also be able to deal out a lot of damage. Also, another thing that I would actually do with that trait, and I would, let's run it. Yeah, let's run that back. She can use blades and target multiple characters when she does so. So again, now that's a big sweeping. Now, I wouldn't mess with her values. I would not mess with her values at all. I would leave them as so you actually still have to play a game of Heroclix. And if you want to bolster up those attack values, you got to add some support to that. I would actually keep her defensive value or her damage power the same. I would say Phoenix can use support after resolutions, heal her a number of clicks, based on what she used for support, whatever that wording actually might be, that would match what we do today in today's game. And I'm thinking, so if she has the trait where she heals, she has a trait where she can use blades, and she already has a superpower. It's the Phoenix. So let's add something. Maybe let's add something else. So let's add some improved some improved movement. So make it so that she can automatically break away and that she can see through characters. Oh, you know what I would also do? I would say Jean can. Well, you know what? I would say Jean can use mind control, I'm sorry, I'm calling her Jean. I would say the Phoenix can use mind control. Yeah, because what that does is that gives options for when she is on those running shot clicks. Yeah, I would do that so that she could use mind control as well, because it still is Jean Grey that's inside this body. Even though it's the Phoenix, it still is Jean under there. And then, oh, you know what? That would be kind of cool too. Instead of okay. So, no, it's the Phoenix, and the Phoenix comes back. I was going to say, make Jean, when Jean is KO'd, oh, so you can just add it to the trait. When Phoenix, the first time Phoenix would be KO'd, instead turn her to click 1. When Phoenix would be KO'd, replace her with a character named Jean Grey on their last KO click and or last non-KO click, roll a d6, heal them half the result. So now you got to take her down twice. Yeah, once, twice, essentially three times to get anything, which is the Phoenix. That's the Phoenix. And we have multiple Jean Greys in the game. Being able to convert her to a Jean Grey, we're about to get some more Jean Greys in the X-Men 97 set. Being able to revert her to a Jean Grey, I would absolutely love that. Now, what do you do with a piece that's okay? This is 297 points. What I would do, based on the additions that I made and the alterations I made, I would make her a clean 175 points, and then maybe no, see, I'm not a fan of dual dials. I know everyone is. When it comes to power, I want you to pay for the power. And I don't want you to be able to cheap your way out of it, even though I know everyone loves the cheap value. So I tell you what, let's go 175 for the full dial, and let's have the trait where she gets to come back only work at the 175, right? Because that's way too powerful for her to come back all the way back to whatever her click 1 is. And then let's make her secondary dial start at click number 6. So while she would be able to reduce, after that you only get to heal her, or if you hit her 1, you can get her out of there. So nobody would. And then let's just make the secondary dial 50 points. Still very, very good. Still has some support. She can heal herself. Ooh. And then no, because then if you do it so that when she heals, she can heal past her starting click, that would make people never use the second or the primary dial or the full point dial. And I hate that. I hate when it's like, okay, well, we're going to give you 2 values, but the bigger value you're never going to use. I don't like that at all. Like, either make it 1 point value or make it so that the lower dial is just not as powerful. I understand where the game is, but that's just how that's how I look at the game. I don't mind paying for power. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but if you're going to be something that's going to be very detrimental on the map, I shouldn't be able to fit a whole team and like this big, huge powerhouse. That just seems weird to me. With that being the case, that is what I would do for her. I would make her, again, 175 and 50. And that trait where she gets to come back works at the 50. And then you would have to say, I guess with with the blades and the mind control, also add in that she reduces penetrating damage. And then now you got a Phoenix that's a beast. Now you would have a piece that can hypersonic, can blades 3 people, potentially hit a bunch of characters for 5-6 damage. That would activate Ares, which would be amazing. Could you imagine just hitting a whole bunch of people for damage? But even without Ares, she still would be good. She still has the support power, so she can heal on those last clicks. So even if she does have that, and maybe added to that support, maybe even add some probability control, because it is the Phoenix. So maybe add support and probability control, just so that she has, because as it stands right now, she has no support powers. Well, she does have perplex earlier in her dial, but I would maybe add some, or keep it where it's perplex. Add perplex and support, so that you could support somebody, or you could potentially perplex and support somebody, or support TK somebody. And especially on those last 2 clicks, she's not doing that much, but that's exactly why you add stuff to her, so she can be a threat her whole dial down. I believe in that, being a threat the whole dial. Give me like a good threat the whole dial down. Unless it's like an average normal Joe Schmo, if you have superpowers, I want you to be able to fight the whole dial down. Even if you're weaker, I still want you to have some kind of value to me on the map, even if you're down to your last few clicks. So with that being the case, what say you? Do you like the additions and alterations that I did to this piece? What would you do with this GSX Phoenix? Leave your comments down below. You know, I love talking Heroclix with any and everybody that wants to talk. I love hearing what your opinions are. If you list a character that you want to see me running back, please list it. I definitely have a list that I'm running down each and every piece. I would love, 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 love to hear what you have to say. As always, it is your super sketch artist, Antonio. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, all the YouTube things. As always, be good to yourself, be good to others, go be super.